Hello, my name is Simon, and I'm building my very first cafe racer. It's been a pretty fun project. Uh, I didn't think I would get into it as much as I am, and when I first started, I didn't even know what a cafe racer was. But now it's my favorite part of motorcycles, so I want to share with it and start a series to show each step along the way. So this will be the first episode. Now, to understand what I'm doing, you need to first understand what a cafe racer is. So we're going to do a little bit of history. Basically, motorcycles were invented in like 1880s. It was like worse than a lawnmower engine on a bicycle, so they were like super slow. You know, they started getting used for war, so they were manufactured a lot more and whatnot. In the 20s and the 40s, there was a couple of big events that happened. And then what happened in basically in Britain, people, it's kind of like a counterculture, but there was a group of people that started developing where they just really like to go fast. And if you look at a motorcycle from that time, it's not really good at going fast, not really aerodynamic in any way. And so there would be these big gatherings, like maybe once a week or once a month or something, where people would gather and they would have little races from one cafe to another cafe. So to make a bike faster, you have to make it more aerodynamic. And so originally this happened by, well, you can just flip the handlebars upside down, and then it's a little bit more aerodynamic. Okay, after people would use the handlebars flipped upside down, they started coming with clip-ons, which I'll show you what that is in a second. But generally what it comes down to for a cafe racer is making the bike a sport bike, basically. It's basically trying to get it to be as sporty as possible, trying to make it as fast as possible, as nimble as possible, and it ends up looking really cool. Nowadays I think it's a little bit different because we have sport bikes that are insanely fast. So I think nowadays cafe racer culture is more about creating something unique, something that is really cool, something that you like. So that's what my project is. It's not particularly a fast bike. That's fine. It's not really the point. I think if you want a faster bike, you can get a sport bike. Nowadays they're really fast. So, and then also you can get you can make your own fairing, which basically blocks the wind and redirects it to be more aerodynamic, kind of like a jet or like a bullet or something. So here's my bike. The base bike is a Triumph Bonneville. I have like a mount, like a phone mount on it, as you can see, just because it doesn't look as cool with it on, but I use this bike and it's really helpful to have sometimes. You can see it's kind of dirty because it just rained and I don't have a front fender right now. I'm working on it, and so it just splashed rain everywhere. There's like dirty mud water. So yeah, this is my bike. What I've done so far, as you can see, is I got some Clubman handlebars and flipped them upside down, just to get it a little bit more tucked in. You can see it's way more leaned over than the original. It's still not as low as like clip-ons. So what a clip-on is right in here. This has like a metal cover, but normally it's like silver, like under here, even under here. That's like a silver part. It's called the fork, and you just basically, it just clips on like this, squeezes, and then there's like a handle coming off. So that's how sport bikes are, and that's how a lot of cafe racers are. I might switch to clip-ons, I might keep the Clubmans, I don't know. Another really common thing is to lower this headlight. So it's like lower down, like in line with the tank, which can help with aerodynamics, and it looks way cooler. So that's really the only mod I've made so far. These handlebars, these are a different grip. I just had some laying around, so I used them because they're a little bit better. And this fender, I'm basically chopping to be way, way smaller. You don't want to keep it off for too long while you ride. A lot of people do it because it looks cool, but you lose some function because putting a brace right here kind of helps with stability a little bit. And so you don't want to keep it off for too long. I definitely feel it sometimes. It's like a little wobbly. My bike also isn't very loud right now. For a cafe racer, do whatever you want, but it's not that the point is to be loud. But generally when it's louder, it has more flow, which means more power. Because to restrict the noise is to restrict power. You basically stuff a bunch of stuff in it. Yeah, this is my pipe. I'm planning to basically cut it right here. And for now, I'm gonna add some baffles on the inside. I have a stock airbox in here, which is very restrictive on this model. So I'm going to replace it with pod filters, which it makes air come in way quicker. So basically to make power, you want air to come in really fast and air to come out really fast. Because that means that you can, well, also a lot of air and a lot coming out. Because that means that you can upgrade the jet, which means more gas, which means more power. So you can only have more gas if you have more air. If you have more air, by changing the filter and changing the exhaust, you have more power. There's a lot I can go into that, but I'll do it later. Another thing I plan to do is cut this seat a lot shorter, because it's very long, and this is pretty heavy. It's steel frame, so even just chopping off 10 pounds makes a big difference when the bike is only 400 pounds. It's a 900cc engine, so it makes a really big difference. I'm gonna turn it on so you can hear it. It's very quiet. See, it's carbureted, so you turn on the fuel, pull the trigger. Yeah, it's not very loud. I feel bad revving it. I have neighbors, but it's gonna get even worse when it's louder. So I'm just gonna bring it around the street for a second. I normally wear my helmet as a disclaimer, but I'm literally just going up and down the street, like a random street. I'm not going faster than 20, maybe a little, I don't know. So just know I always wear my helmet. I'm just not for this video. But yeah, I'll just take it up and down the street real quick. There's a little update, and I will continue to make updates when I continue to work on it. See ya.